Bed recesses were a typical feature to many Glasgow tenement flats built in the early 1900s and tended to be situated next to the kitchen, which was the warmest room in the home. This is what ours looks like today. As you can see, it's a bit of a dumping ground, so I've decided to put it to better use and transform it into a dreamy home office. The first step to any major transformation or makeover project is to strip back to the basics and start with a blank canvas. I read a quote by Francis Jourdan recently which goes, "One can furnish a room very luxuriously by taking out furniture rather than putting it in." So I'm beginning by decluttering, categorising according to paper I need to recycle, shred or file. Though I am a paper person, preferring to use notebooks and pens for to-do lists and brain dumping, the truth is that in our digital age we just don't need as much paper as we used to, and some of the paper that we do need we can actually digitise and just store it on our computers. As you've just seen, I've been spending quite a while just trying to get through all the paperwork and declutter and create a bit of order. I have now got to a point where I've got rid of a lot of stuff and I feel like I am down to more or less the essentials, but I just don't have a system now. So that is, if I get to it, one of my tasks for today as well. Sometimes the first thing you've got to do is just start. As I clean out my new office, what I hope will be both a creative and intellectual space, I thought it would be the perfect time to tell you a little bit about the Scottish Enlightenment. So the Scottish Enlightenment occurred during the 18th and 19th centuries, directly after a season of great turmoil in Scottish history. But instead of diminishing in fervour, the Scottish spirit burst forth into a kind of golden age of writers, philosophers, inventors and intellects of all kinds. In some ways it's hard to define as a single thing because it encompassed all, from medicine to art and from architecture to gardening. It spanned across the country, but the cities of Edinburgh and Glasgow were centres of particular significance. Out of this, national literacy levels soared and wonderful inventions came into being. So this is the current situation, a little reality check of the mess in my house. This is more or less how it was in the study as well, just kind of crammed into different corners. I'm just going to go through and do a really quick sweep, nothing super intense, just like all the stuff that's obviously junk, obviously needing to go out, I'm going to chuck it. Everything else I hope to create a system for today. It might not be a perfect system and I might work out that actually I don't have everything I need, maybe I need to get some new shelves or whatever, but for now I just want to do the best with what I've got. I really don't think there's any rush in creating organisational systems. The way that we need our workspace to function might change over time and that's also okay. So I'm just taking a slow and steady approach to this and I hope that it brings you some inspiration. If you have a little space in your home that you feel the need to declutter, then please feel free to declutter along with me. After this section is done, I can then get on to the fun and creative part of creating a cosy cottagecore study home office situation. Abraham Lincoln allegedly said that if he was given 6 hours to cut down a tree, he would spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. So I decided to work out my system on paper first before doing anything else. This helped me to not feel overwhelmed and stay on track with the project, not to mention the satisfaction of ticking things off.
One of the main hacks that will help me to maintain my new system is labelling everything. As the Scottish Enlightenment demonstrated, beauty and intellect, or art and academia, are not opposing forces. Truth be told, I don't really believe in the idea of left brain and right brain people, the idea that sciencey mathsy types can't make art, or that those who have cultivated a creative life aren't fit for academia. This is, of course, nonsense. I know many who are very talented in both maths and music, or software development and writing. So while everyone may lean more or less to one side or another, I don't think it should make anyone feel disqualified from learning something new. No matter your age, background, or whether you consider yourself a creative person, I can guarantee you that painting a picture will make you happy. So this is the finished result. I'm really happy with it. It feels like a very calming, very creative space. I've put my mood board up here where I've got some of my own creative work, a couple of cards from friends. I really like this kind of botanical Victorian style print that I've got here. And then this postcard is from the New Lanark World Heritage Site, which is a place not far from Glasgow, which was a real kind of centre for educational reform and mill workers' rights, and it was just a really cool space, and it's got a very beautiful nature walk nearby. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site now, I believe. And yeah, I've got the computer here and just all my creative supplies in easy access. My filing system and my decluttering is not perfect yet. I will do further. It's always an ongoing process, of course. But overall, I'm so pleased with how we're now using this space for something really good and positive rather than just as a dumping ground. It's still really interesting to me that this used to be, where people used to sleep, but it is the perfect size for a mini office, and I'm hoping to have lots of good creative projects here and lots of productive days. So I did also consider putting a gallery wall up here. I actually bought the frames and I even bought a few pictures to go up here as well. However, I decided not to in the end for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think that it's much calmer when it's white, and it makes me focus more on whatever work I'm doing on the computer or any other creative projects I'm using the desk for, and it just kind of keeps my mood board as a centerpiece and keeps me more focused on peace and creativity, which is what I really want out of this space. And second of all, it looks like Peter and I might actually be moving soon, and so we didn't want to be punching new holes in the wall when we might not be here for that much longer. So I'm not going to say too much more because things aren't fully finalised yet, but that is a wee life update that is incoming soon, so do keep an eye out for future videos on that. If you're new here, do be sure to subscribe. I usually post content about once every 2 weeks or so. I'm also on Instagram. I've never plugged this before because I wasn't posting much, but I have started posting kind of little mini videos on Instagram and photos and things. So go over there and follow me if you like little daily doses of slow living, peaceful Scottish content. And as ever, do be sure to like the video. It's one of the best ways you can support the channel. And leave me a comment down below letting me know whether you have any spaces in your home that you want to transform into a creative or relaxing space. But until next time, it was lovely to have you here.